full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with his peace. Through tones, melodies, poems, and peace. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done work, you're left behind. It's where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. These Ola worshiping pedophiles wanna feed out children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon based to silicone based. Should be wet. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released represent with this magic to after doing 25 years in the beach cups. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire. Ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with his beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Well, not all of us.
Who am I to shut down? Young fool up too flat, slide out blue sky behind ground slash shoulder. So my aircraft still stay. Every time down, leave you seat building. Under down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I just spelled it. You get the fusions in my eyes, I be loaded. The finger fuck because my hand I dealt it. Felt the vibration from the gut of my pelvic. Plus bubbles, spices, and bell shit. So radiant, I keep it dark and well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for remark, you velvet. Body not for march to females click. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows and shit to a fly. So 80s wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the silver hand. But with villain man, it's not cyber shield. I'm telling shit. I'm one tough cookie. I don't follow out set standards. Catch me, you won't have to do more than scamper. Need more than scanners. I'm off the radar. I am as your goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink people oil.
Still gotta go to the gym, y'all.
I'm dating space AC, y'all. Busters up in
Alright,
the case,
but I'm
face off. After the shape, the stage is your face. Fraud. Battle started to collapse. My mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, height, and depth. I'm just galaxy up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetrical barrel or fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lies with your fans get. Your rules and barrels what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the block. This shit's hot.
We're talking about invention and lowrider origin. I've done this years ago on my other channel. I don't know if it stayed up because they, We're going to talk about it because, like I said, I have a 72 Malibu Classic lowrider, and I know the origin. And I've been in arguments with so-called Mexicans and a few other people. I had one today, and I shut them down. Even his homie was like, we didn't know it. And I was like, I know.
About this or that, whether your word is fine or whack.
Zoot suit,
Yellow, white, red,
baggy pants.
Now, big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. 1 hour shit. Enough with the chit chat.
Original bike gang, not that World War II, the Hell's Angels, no.
I don't keep one.
I'm gonna put up a post showing you the original bike gang. They were out of Detroit.
Some of our folks are still dumb.
Well, they talk about culture.
That's where it's real from. The world they stage, page after page, script played out. They keep us engaged, they keep us arranged. This is played out. Who's up and down society? Should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor. Should have been prayed out. The draft is on. Go wish and wish. Could've loaded in tissue. Now it's control.
Even my designs from and one in the 80s. They got an elaborate story with 3 guys. Oh, they always got a fabulous story. And one was created by me on the USS Nimitz for breakdance. Not nothing else, not designer shit. They would have never thought of it. Trying to find out who sold it to them. Anyway, so we came up with it. It's so full of shit. Fake ass jeans, so full of shit. What design? It's full of shit. Weak and cowardly. They can't be honest about nothing. Fucking weak and cowardly. Bunch of fucking cowards. And they get dumbasses to do their bidding and job. We're not even arguing with people no more. You have the facts or you don't. It's personal, know what the business is. Big Marseilles come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is found or whack, there's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Now, big bang. Whether earth is brown or flat, we want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is found or whack, there's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Now, big black. Whether earth is brown or flat, we want our shit back. Y'all know me, I come in and go out, come in and go out. Don't bother me one bit. One bit. Shine symbols for the conscious mind, y'all. And with that on the tongue, draw. Vision of peace, a circle shroud, creating successful reality from a virtual now. Stand on my sweat, cause they use your sheer power, them same little sneaky breezes that I gotta hit the gym. I don't care how late it is. Gotta get my band, gotta get me back on my shoulders.
Do I walk tall?
Gotta get
That's why
my
y'all cross. Slow race, I
knee
stay
spot.
focused on walking through them tall
Oh, knee
gates.
spot. What the
Drugs
hell?
circle around me. They keep me from
Starting to
harm.
strengthen.
All fat shapes, birth shape, but keep me, I'm
Gotta
calm.
work my
Or the
forearm.
fact that earth turned me from ex-peace to
Get
a
my
bomb.
forearm
The
strong
tracks
again.
with the range that point the sentiments. I've accomplished my inner deeds. 490-degree angle, squatted by
I gotta find a gym that's got heavy bags.
thank you, and I, of course, am the
I don't know.
cheapest triangle. If I die before I wake, well, at least I'm flying plane through.
I'll buy me one.
Circle, how I got the four corners.
Just mount it on the side and back of my truck. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Get one and mount it on the back so I can hang it. And get my little 30, 45 minute heavy bag workout.
I've raised my overground, we have my character, stay flat, conduct squared up, self-esteem, the day sky, new God, I'm what the world's been waiting for the days now, they got thing, I don't abide by the same ethics, they fan respect, you obtain the credit for keeping the opposite erect, but strange essence, but the epic of my name will reign and remain, circumscribe, I
What's up, mama?
Is it worth the ride? Yeah, it's rare, I spit, but the beach
Got one in the family here with everybody I consider that. Beautiful dog. Collie, beautiful collie. I love dogs. Oh man. I wish somebody here had a hybrid dog wolf, man. I've been looking. I even Googled to see if anybody owned one. I just want it. I love wolves. And dog wolf hybrids too. They're marvelous. I'm gonna get one next. If I get an apartment here, I'm gonna get one. I used to take care of them. I'm gonna do this and I'm going to the gym. I gotta get my workout in. I can't miss today. I can go to sleep right now. I'll probably sleep to the AM. I slept good last night. I slept real good. But I can use more. In the square. Bam, bam, bam. You know what I want to hear? I want to hear Paradigm Shift.
African-American flag. You were forced to identify as African-American.
If you look at the old censuses, you'll see people who clearly know our Native American ancestry categorized as colored people, mulattoes. So there are many African Americans today, people socially identified as African Americans, who have Indian ancestry.
I was raised with my siblings and what it means to work collectively, understand organization or structure respectively. I'm aware each individual must play their position in a shared vision, staring at faces of foes.
Get my little tobacco.
Appetite for destruction. I've got the recipe. It'll be more than an upset stomach for you digestively. Plenty much love and respect to family that shift to me when I'm
That's a beautiful collie. A miniature dark brown like chocolate with white with the fur all out. Beautiful. That's a beautiful dog, man. Reminds me of my first dog was a toy collie. His name was Aristotle Van Dun Lee. Aristotle Van Dun Lee. Right? He lived 21 years. 21 years. Got him when I was on Essex Avenue, Montclair, New Jersey. I think I was like 9, 8. I went in the military. Oh, it might have been when I was like 7. Went in the military. I think he passed away when I was 20, 25, 26. He was about 20, 21, something like that. He died by the door waiting for me to come home. Come in. Well, he went to sleep by the door. They woke up. They woke up, came downstairs. He was at the door in this position, waiting for me to come in. He was.
Right hand or forehead, shoulder, the digital signature, nanotech mixture, MR, in particular, similar picture to the 144,000 now. It's the kicker, where you do.
I think I was on a cruise. I can't remember.
Religious singer who gave you God and devil. Author the scripture minister slash magistrate predict the future past his fate. The goal is to vaccinate and approbate a pageant state. But their time is up. It's up to us to resist it. The veil has been lifted.
Everyone in my family lives long. Long time. Something happened.
Ancestral roots in America is in fact the American Indian. And remember, I use the word Indian because it is the legal term. If I was speaking to another indigenous person, I would refer to my tribe, and they would refer to theirs. The American Indian is the indigenous aboriginal of the Americas.
That's my shit. Anyway, let's get into it. We had a little discussion at the gas station. There's a couple of Mexican guys that were looking at my thing I built up, and I went to the storage, put some stuff away, and I was going through the tools, getting stuff back in order. All the box got wet with the screws, so I'm literally, I've got this plastic screw, containers that hold screws, so I'm literally going through, oh my God, I'm putting them all in these boxes, and I'm, putting them where, and I'm going to get some nets to hold them up when I'm traveling. There's a lot. That's going to be an all-day affair. Anyway, and throwing away, I got another bag of caulking and all that stuff to throw away, and I'll store it over there and making some room. There's a lot of room in there, so I can really get some work done. But we were having this discussion about that, and it's like, hey, you ever thought about putting air? I said, well, air suspension, whatever. I said, yeah, I'm gonna do it on the back, and they're like $300 a piece, and I'm gonna put them on myself. And he's like, yeah, lowriders, my family, we were big in that, in Cali, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I think some here. And I was like, you know who invented it? He was like, yeah, we did. I said, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And so I went and started telling the story. I didn't have it all lined down like I had it wrote down. Like when I had my 71 Malibu Classic in Florida built, I had it built away from my wife. I didn't want to know nothing about it. I was pouring money into it. It was in Georgia, between Georgia and the Clown, what you call it, over in Duval County. Places that go in Orange Park where they build, repurpose and completely restore, old cars, muscle cars and stuff. And because I was thinking about doing the old Monkeys car, but the Monkeys, they're there. And I decided to do a lowrider, like all the way around, all the way through. And so I started studying the history. And I remember there was this car designer, automobile designer named Bill Hines. And I believe that the original individual, Bert, him and his wife, he was the original builder. Because the guy, Victor, who's in the picture there, Victor Murphy, he was the one that saw Bill Hines. Let me see if I pull it up. All right, Charles Hines, I think it was. If I'm Berta Bell's, he's dead. Her husband, and a lot of those videos were going around for a little while. But as far as Charles Red Bull, Bill Bell, he was the one that originally built the hydraulic and the lowrider, and I think this guy named, what was his guy name? I think it was Ernest House. He took his lowrider that switches to a detail shop, and the Mexicans there, because they were doing the slam cars, but not the hydraulics. They were detailing this vehicle, and when they was putting all the stuff in that they needed, they took his switches out, and they were looking at the routing of the wires and everything, and the hydraulics. And they copied it, and because after they gave it back to him, they had no respect for the fact of they gave, because they didn't know how to put it back. They gave it to him, and he went to his boy and a few other guys, and they put it back in. And after that, all the Mexicans, they had an outlet. We're talking about, I think the car designer that showed them about the hydraulics, He was born in 1922, passed away 2016. Anyway, and anyway, excuse me. Anyway, here, listen to me. I'm talking about Bill Hines. He passed away in 2016. I watched a documentary on him. After that, they had an outlet, because before that, in the 50s, World War II, they had the Dungaree Party with these Navy races, and lynching and stuff for the Mexicans. After us, first were the Pelicans, then us, and the Mexican Chinese, and then the Mexicans. They had what's called the Dungaree Party, L.A., where they went out in the streets getting drunk, and they were just, beating up and killing Mexicans. And my thing, the reason why I wanted to talk about it, because it's like the zoo suit, the baggy pants, all that. We've always loved and respected our Mexican brothers and sisters, but they, a handful, like anywhere else, decided prison system to get up with the Aryans, bastards who really can't stand them. And most people are very aware that the Mexican flag is a semblance of the Vatican. That's why Catholicism was really big down there. Thank goodness there's Muslims, and I'm not too big on the ones that practice muerte, but that's a morbid shit. But some people are starting to come around and realize it. Like culturally, when people talk about what's your culture, what's your language, and all that bullshit, well, read the damn Bible. And that's where I wanted to go with this. Like everybody wants to claim to be religious, but they don't. They allow, like here in the soap operas and like the novellas, to create this fake sense of white superiority, and it should stop, because it's not good for those who know better, and it's definitely not good for those who are steeped in it and what they do to the children. We need to rid the earth of that shit. Like the fake Jews over there in Palestine, that is Palestine. No matter how they groom these children from youth, and panic attacks and everything else, to be as ignorant as they are, murdering the original people of the land. But the Jews are the most racist. I have some portraits I'm gonna put up of this certain character, this cartoonist. And a lot of you are gonna be like, when you see it, you're gonna be like, whoa, we didn't know. A Jew, whatever, we'll call them Jew, because that's not our identity. That's their crap that they created. I think his name was Leon Schlesinger or some shit like that. Leon Schlesinger movies, the Mammy and all that kind of stuff. Betty Boop, whitewashing Betty Boop. A lot of y'all know who Betty Boop originally was. They're the provocators that created the racist institution for our light-skinned brothers, brown brothers, well, for the crayon color individuals. I see these things. And they did the same thing in Germany. They did the same thing in France. They did the same thing in the UK. They did the same thing everywhere they went. And people are starting to put it together and realize that they use their identity. Semitic people on all corners of the earth, all four corners, and they've utilized it based on white superiority as a weapon against everyone. And people are starting to realize that. Light-skinned brothers and sisters, all our melanated brothers and sisters, and it's a disease, and it needs to stop. We are creators. We create. And right now, being misused to create hateful, racist content of music, to be obstructive. It's got a lot of people murdering each other and all that kind of stuff, and that is by way of influence of frequencies and the bad food. They knew what they were doing. I said my hat's off, because that was a hellified job when people get sullied into it and don't even pay attention. But the whole thing is, if we were supposed to feel like we're so great, which we never did, we just knew that, it's part of who we are, that the world needs to know the truth, and especially if it's going to end. and maybe in that, people get a second wind and realize enough, and come around and say, wow, we held on religion, this, that, and other, but we've been persecuting the brothers and sisters. And by knowing that manipulation affects everyone, and it doesn't matter how great certain groups might think they are, anyone can be manipulated, and to say no more. And they're waiting for that. That's why it would have been better if it would have happened 50 years ago. But even now, that's why they got all these drones. They could target everyone, or whatever, and they've been prepping for the day everybody wakes up. And I'm only sharing that because I figured some of y'all would have figured that out by now. And I don't want to say a lot. I want to say at least, and some would think that's probably a lot. But you can go and check out Leon Schlesinger, the cartoons, the animes, things that were banned because they were so racist. They have done a number, and people would think it's for entertainment. Well, that's what it is, to enter and contain, and it is really, really work. And like I said, don't be afraid of what they call magic, because they use it. They use it, and they use it in a very perverse way. Okay, you know how I feel about the word love. I facilitate it as the reverse of evil, but we can say evolution as well. So we can evolve from the lower state of subconscious and raise it to a high level of consciousness. I hope this is making sense to some of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, William, Lift Crew, what's going on? Originally born in the Bronx, raised between Jersey, Bronx, and down south. I have relatives in Cali, Denver, Texas, Oklahoma, a lot. Louisiana, the country boy. Most of my life, the majority, I would say over 3/4 of my life is down south and Midwest. But I'm from here. I don't recognize none of these terms that I'm utilizing as far as this land, because I know the other original terms of this land. I have family in Costa Rica too. Probably in a few other places in South America I'm just not aware of them, because I'm Chickasaw. It's not how you pronounce it, but I'm gonna say that. And Echia, German, and Costa Rican, and Han. But you would think that people would learn real history, and the fact that Chicano and other brothers have been doing it together. You even have a Chinese, Asian community been involved in the lowriders for a long time, and it's all magic. It's all beautiful, but racism plays a major role in it. When you want to write up the things we create, from the light bulb to the bicycle frame to the stroller that everybody puts their babies in, to the elevator, to the piston, the spark plug, the camshaft, yes, the motor, the original car. You go back to 1920, 20 to 22, when they were doing, when they were filming videos, they had a car with a guy sitting on the hood like he was a rodeo cowboy with original cowboys, right? Like he's sitting on a saddle. We invented the saddle. So when they say nice Arabia and all this other stuff, when they show on saddles, we invented it. It was bouncing. It was a trick car. What do you call it? The follies with the cops. I think what they call it. But that was not a lowrider. But that's the perception of the idea. But where did it come from when they didn't invent the car? I proved that we invented the machine gun, and they wanted to give it to a German, one of them, not German, but one of them, Maxim. But we invented it, and I made a post a long time ago showing the original creator of the machine gun. It's funny that people capitulate to anything that they teach based for war-like. And how come nobody figures this out? War-like. But those who commit themselves to war are running around just a composite of themselves. And they don't want them to wake up because they understand what they're capable of war-like. I told you the story, many stories are starting to come forward about military, that they were sending out people out there and they were whooping everybody's ass, and they would let them run out of ammo, and then they would bomb them. They killed hundreds of thousands of our people on all the wars. And in Vietnam, the Korean War, we started fragging the officers and fighting back, whether it be on the Constellation, whatever ships, throwing them off the boats, whatever. I'm laughing because it's a sad state, but there's a lot of truth there. And then there's some things they always try to hide, the military-industrial complex. That's why they had to go technical, hand-to-hand, face-to-face, and then poison there. I mean, think about this. 80% of America got the jabs, and quite a large percent took all the other ones. That's all fear-based. And y'all see it every day with people dying. And yet none of those people have been apprehended or locked up. And everybody keeps going on about their daily lives. It shows that they're complicit in ignorance. And it's terrible, you know. It's not a good thing. Again, I'm no whistleblower. This is I'm sharing readily available information. But if people aren't told or shown, you know how it goes. There's a video been up about with Berta Bell, her telling the truth, you know, how racism played a part, you know, and for those who want to go and watch the video, it's I want to say it's sad, but it's an eye opener. What do you make of it, you know? But people are starting to come around and realize, holy smack, they've been playing the wrong side of the fiddle, and there's the reason why there's been no harmony, no music, no sound. But again, you know, you're gonna have the trolls, and no matter how they're paid, oh yeah, we was kings, and well, literally, we were kings and queens, earth over, and they're on the walls. They're still up on monuments. They're still written down efficacy on certain places. It's still there. So you forget all the idiots who don't know no better. They're never gonna know no better, you know. As if it's a winning to win the golden ticket or something, you know. To be able to go in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. But I just thought I would come on and share that a little bit. I'm gonna go to the gym. I gotta take this stuff, put it up, and go and get my little workout because I gotta keep it going. My muscles act funny when I don't work out. They give me a nice little meal, and you know, I want to come on and read, so that's why I want to get there because I know it's gonna be a little late. And my apologies. I just had my juice. I actually got this leaning on my juice. I didn't feel like bringing a stand, more stuff to carry. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, you know. Big workout, appreciate that, hon. Yeah, I'm gonna go and get it in. But share this with people, and if they want to argue it, tell them to look it up. You know, argue with themselves. You can't argue with me. Then nobody can argue. Some people might think they can, but they can't. Yeah. I'll sit there and debate my equal, but argue. Nothing ever gets done with arguments. Yeah. That's the way they facilitate things to prove themselves and to push forward in their agendas or whatever it is. And like I said, the war in Palestine, that's nothing but blood sacrifices. I don't see why people can't figure it out. Human sacrifices. I hate saying the word human because it means less than a man or woman, but people, it's a blood sacrifice. We'll just say that, and that's exactly what it is. Very evil, very diabolical, very detailed in this disease to target medical staff, attempting to save lives, what they practice to do, and their people. We have a lot of cowards running around like there's some big wigs, and I now know today that they brought down our towers with this weak-ass faction that we call a government. You want to know why the children are missing? You want to know how they're missing? Look at your government and the agencies. Is it everybody? Obviously not. But there's a lot of individuals that play a role. You know, kidnapping our women and everything. And a lot of y'all's people play a role like a lot of mine. Sadly, you know. It is what it is, right? But appreciate you guys taking the time and listening in, all right? So share this, and I'll see you guys later.